Good morning. I will be discussing today the the proper way or the proper safety for big televisions during troubleshooting. Oh, it's not during troubleshooting. I will show you how to test if your big screen TV is safe to use or not. Okay guys, it's like this. I already opened a not so big screen televisions, okay? So actually, I am showing you the back area of the television without the back cover. So this is the chassis, the metal thing, okay? For the cable that will be plugged in on the utility line, actually we got line 1, line 2, and the ground, okay? To test if your big television is safe or not, because nowadays we don't know how safe is our big televisions. But as a technician and as an engineer, I know how to test if big televisions is safe to use or not. Okay, so for you guys who don't know how to test if your television is safe or not, I will show you how. Okay, it's like this. You got a multi-tester, okay? You put it on the continuity test, okay? This one, it's in the resistance now, but I will change the mode to the continuity test, okay? Oh, this is the location of the continuity test. What's continuity? Okay, I will show you how what's continuity is. If I will try to short out these two terminals here, okay, there should be a sound, meaning the continuity of these two terminals is perfect, right? It's not open. So when I am testing a circuit, okay, and it sounds like that, the circuit is said to be continuous. There is no disconnection. Okay, I will shut it off. Okay, I disconnected the two terminals, so the continuity is gone. So this portion here of the multi-tester is the one in which we will use to determine the continuity of a circuit. Okay, I will try to check the ground. This is the ground terminal of the ground terminal. Okay, so I will put the ground connection over here. Okay, and to show you that this ground is supposed to be connected to the chassis, I will just connect my red thing to the chassis. Okay, so the meaning of that, the ground terminal is actually connected to the chassis. So actually, if you are touching the chassis and accidentally line 1 or line number 2 is connected with it, and intentionally, you're dead. But since there is a ground, the current that goes to your body should go to the ground. That's the use of this. Any metal thing on the back of the TV should be a chassis. No, this is not a chassis. This one is separated from this. So this is safe. Okay, this is safe. That's the ground. 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 So for you now guys, okay, the metal thing on your television is the ground, okay? It's connected to the ground that goes to your utility line. So just in case you touch that one, and that ground or that metal thing was accidentally touched by line number 1 or line number 2, instead of you being electrocuted, the current should go to the ground, okay? Assuming that your resistance is greater than the resistance going to ground. Because how current flows is like this. Current will flow to the least resistance to its path. And ground is actually designed that its resistance is actually almost zero. Okay? So if that metal thing is being touched by a live circuit, okay, instead of you being electrocuted, okay, the abnormal current should go to the ground instead of you. That's the significance of the ground. Okay? So for this TV here, the metal thing is the ground. Okay? The next thing I will show you, okay, is the hot testing of the metal thing. If this metal thing is accidentally touched by a live wire, I will show you how. It's like this. I got the wiring over here. I will touch this to line number 1 and line number 2. Okay. Then I will touch my ground here on any lines. Anyway, they are connected, right? They are connected. I touch line number 1 and number 2, okay? And I will try to see if this metal thing is being connected accidentally with line number 1 or line number 2. Okay? Did it sound? It doesn't have any sound, right? Doesn't have any sound. Doesn't have any sound. The significance of this, line number 1 is and line number 2 is not touching the metal thing. So this ground here is safe to touch. That's the significance of that. So for every manufacturer, it should be that before they will deliver a finished television or big screen TVs, they should do this hot testing of the metal ground. You don't know if line number 1 or line number 2 touch the metal thing accidentally in the manufacturing process. Okay? So I am now teaching you how to be alive. Okay? Connect line number 1 and number 2 by a connector here. Then connect your ground to either line number 1 and number 2. Then take your positive thing, then touch it to any metal thing on your television. Okay? That's it. If it sounds that ground connection is connected to either line number 1 or number 2 accidentally. If there is no sound, okay, you are safe. Okay? Oh, that's it, guys. That's the significance of the hot testing of the ground or the metal thing on your televisions. Connect line number 1 and number 2 by a connector here. Then connect the negative terminal of your tester under the so-called continuity test and take the positive terminal and place it on any metal thing on your television. Okay? If it sounds, your television is not safe. Okay? Does it have any sound? No, it doesn't have any sound, right? Right? So meaning, this metal thing is segregated from either line number 1 or number 2. Because line number 1 and number 2, if it's connected to the outlet, it is live. So just in case line number 1 and number 2 touches the metal thing and you touch that metal thing, you are electrocuted. Assuming there is no ground. That's why there should be a ground. So just in case line number 1 or number 2 touches this metal thing over here, instead of the current going to your body, the current will go to the ground because it was designed that its resistance is lesser than your body resistance. Maybe your body got a 1 million mega ohm resistance, and if this ground got a 10 ohm resistance, the current, the accidental current will choose a path in which it will not be obstructed by any high resistance. So instead of choosing you as the ground path, okay, it will choose the ground because the ground has a lesser resistance than your body. Okay? You might experience a little shock, but you will not be electrocuted until you die maybe, because the abnormal current or the accidental current will pass through ground. It will dissipate going to ground. So that's the significance of this ground connection over here. So just in case you are buying any electronic thing, don't try to remove the ground, because the significance of that ground is that one. Just in case any metal thing on your gadget or television is being touched with you, and it was accidentally touched by a live wire, instead of you being killed, okay, you will not be killed because you are protected by the ground. You might experience a little shock, okay, but not thoroughly, because the current, instead of going to your body, it dissipates through the ground. Okay, guys, that's it.